Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the National Great Rivers Museum. Today we are signing proclamations with some of our key partners here at the National Great Rivers Museum. My name is Andre Bilodeau. I'm the Public Affairs Chief for the St. Louis District, which today is celebrating 150 years of service and still going strong. We look at our past, we look at our present, and we dream about the future. And these key leaders are here today to sign proclamations such as you see here on the left. So we're going to have a proclamation between the Corps of Engineers St. Louis District and the City of Grafton, and the Corps of Engineers St. Louis District and the City of Alton. So with us today is Colonel Kevin Gollinghorst, the commander of the St. Louis District. We have Mayor Mike Morrow of the great city of Grafton. And today we have David Goen of the City of Alton, who is able to join us today. So welcome everybody, and with that, I introduce Colonel Gollinghorst. Colonel Kevin Gollinghorst. Good morning, sir.
So Mr. Mike Morrow, next to me, and I were just discussing, had we rehearsed and prepared our remarks, right? So, while this is a monumental day, this is really just kind of what's from the heart for me. And so Andre kind of hit on, we're here at the National Great Rivers Museum, because this is a great river outside the Mississippi River, and all the tributaries in the region here that we focus on. So I'm just going to take a moment to reflect on it, right? Take a pause. Today is February 22nd, 2022. So it's 2/22/22. That's pretty unique right there, right? Yeah. So I thought that was a great way to start today. Also, if we're not aware, this is National Engineers Week. All right. So another great reason for us to be celebrating our 150th. They're doing this kickoff during this year. So on the way up here from the district headquarters downtown, I was just kind of reflecting. And as I came across the Mississippi River, I was trying to imagine what it was like 150 years ago. Chateau Island, right, which we have work going on today to help protect the land there from flooding. And I imagine what it was like for young engineer officers who were sent out west to the territories and to which would become the states of Illinois and Missouri, and what it would take to learn about this river and to start to figure out how do we mitigate the risk to people and places and the land here. And so it was just a great way to think about this 150th, is to put yourself back in time. And then each decade since then, the 15 decades, is that constant improvement. Working with states, the two states, working with the local communities. And so that's why I really appreciate both Grafton and Alton mayors. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today, because we don't do it alone. It's with not only these two cities, but it's all the rivers and cities and towns up and down the river. And so that local, state, and federal teamwork that we've seen over 150 years. And as Andre mentioned, we're going to keep doing that now, and we're going to do it in the future. And so really just thanks for kicking us off. Welcome, and look forward to your remarks. We want to be, the St. Louis District wants to be the best partner here in the region. And we don't do that alone as a district. We do that as part of the Mississippi Valley Division, from St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana. So all 6 districts, we work together to manage this upper Mississippi River, the middle Mississippi here in South St. Louis, and then the lower Mississippi all together as a federal partner, as a federal team. I also want to highlight another guest we have, Mr. Leonard Tonjes.
Close enough.
Okay, thank you, sir, for being here from the Association of General Contractors. What a great AGC is, a great organization that we partner with, because it really is those industry partners as well that we get the job done. And so really appreciate representing a large organization and representing those industry partners that we work with. So Andre mentioned the proclamations here. So it's my honor to be here in command during this time where we get to sign these and really kind of mark this important time. But before we sign them, I wanted to kind of hit the highlights. I won't read it word for word down the line, but a couple of paragraphs here that I wanted to just draw out. And I know the team here, thanks for putting this together, and then we'll have these available online if you'd like to read it. So I wanted to highlight in February of 1872, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers established a new district here in St. Louis, the Gateway to the West. And a few could have foreseen the auspicious occasion of their 150th anniversary would usher in a successful, long-lasting partnership between the state of Illinois, the city of Grafton, and the United States Army Corps of Engineers here in St. Louis. And so that's the one for Grafton, and we'll sign a similar one for Alton as well. And we're really honored that we had the governor of Missouri sign a similar proclamation with us as well. A little more about the history. In 1883, Mark Twain highlighted the work of the Regions Corps in response to Congress's charge to correct the disastrous condition of the river by creating and maintaining a dependable navigation channel and returning the river to its once majestic condition. Twain remarked, "The military engineers have taken upon their shoulders the job of making the Mississippi over and over again, a job transcended in size by only the original job of creating it." All right, so we have this massive natural river, and we work hard to manage the risk to that river to people and places that surround it. So whether it be navigation, using the power of the river for good, mitigating the floods and reducing the risk in the area, and really, helping people to enjoy it and to have a safe way to be out there on the water. All right, so the last part of the proclamation I wanted to highlight is the same spirit of pairing navigation and ecosystem restoration is as important today as it was in the 1880s. Examples include the newly initiated habitat restoration project at Piazza and Eagles Nest Islands, which will enhance the upper Mississippi River system with an emphasis on wetland management and monitoring. So that third pillar of the ecosystem restoration is so important to us. So this anniversary complements the already established 17 plus million tourism industry in Grafton that resides on the boundary of one of the biggest island ports. And so whether it be here in Alton, upriver in Grafton, we understand it's so important to the local communities. And so we're glad to partner with you and make sure it's useful for all. All right, well, I could go on all morning. I will spare you all that, but I wanted to highlight the last bit of context of as we look back is to inform us of the here and now, of what we're doing today and what we're going to do in the future to continue to improve and impact and work together in this region. So I'll just highlight that we'll celebrate a history of innovation with our partners, without which we could never deliver the vital engineering solutions that contribute to the growth and prosperity of the regions that we are so proud to serve. And most importantly, the people living in these regions. We want to help you to live and enjoy and use this great resource that we have. And so, thank you again. Look forward to your remarks and signing our proclamations today.
All right, thank you, Colonel Gollinghorst. And thank you all for being here today. You know, as the mayor of Grafton, there's not very many fun things I get to do sometimes. As a matter of fact, this morning I was in working on budgets and other things, and the phone was ringing, and I realized I got someplace fun to go to today. I'm going to come here and talk to one of our oldest partners up on the river, the Corps of Engineers. Now, as the Colonel pointed out in one of his remarks that was in there, is that as partners, he helps the cities, the Corps helps the river, the Corps does the environment, they do it all. And one of the things that we're going to be doing here very shortly is springtime's coming up, and we all kind of keep our eyes on the river, wondering what's going to happen. Well, on the 1st of March, the Corps is sending 2 folks up to the Grafton, and we're having an emergency management meeting, our regular committee. We're bringing in folks from IEMA, from the Jersey County folks, and also the Corps, and we sit there and we review all of our plans for the spring and for not just floods, but for emergencies. So the Corps of Engineers with Grafton is a very, very dedicated partner. They help us out, they help with the tourism, and as I wrote to Kevin one time when I was talking to him, I said that tourism is the lifeblood of Grafton. And what the Corps does to help maintain the river in Grafton, because we don't have the levees, we embrace the river, so we embrace the tourism. And with that, with the eco restorations that the Corps does and that the Corps does with all of their projects, is that brings tourists into our city every fall, every winter, and every spring season, summer, to watch the migratory birds. Right now they're finishing up the eagles. I just saw the other day the pelicans were coming in, so we're very excited, very pleased to be a partnership with the Corps. So on behalf of the citizens of Grafton, Illinois, I want to wish the Corps a very happy 150th anniversary, and thank you for being such a great partner.
Thank you, Mike. Former district commander as a local mayor, and so we're very glad to say that.
We're familiar with this building.
I want to thank the National Great Rivers Museum for hosting this wonderful occasion. I want to congratulate the Army Corps of Engineers, St. Louis District, for 150 years of service to this mighty river. I grew up in this town. I grew up in the city of Alton, born and raised here, and My dad used to take me down to the river to fish on many occasions, getting me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going out there to fish on the mighty Mississippi. I remember reading the stories of the Mississippi River in school and the stories of Mark Twain. I remember the song Old Man River. And this river is finally getting the recognition that it deserves, because this is a historic river, this is a great river, and I just love the partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers. As you know, our city experienced flooding just like Grafton, and wasn't for the Corps of Engineers just coming in to help us in those situations, to mitigate and to help us to get through this. So we're looking forward to a continued partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers St. Louis District now and in the future. And I just welcome this opportunity and this great partnership. Thank you for 150 years of service. As you look back, many great things have happened. Many great things will continue to happen as we launch forward and we move forward into a new season. So on this day where the deuces are wild, 2/22/22, we celebrate 150 years of the Corps. I want to thank you, Colonel Gallenhurst, thank you, Mayor Morrow, and thank you for coming and being part of this grand celebration. Take care and God bless.
All right, well, I think we're ready for the ceremony here. Yep. So first one, we'll have Grafton. And while they're signing, I'll just kind of highlight a few more key items. You know, as both mayors are here, represent many cities and towns here up and down the river. And you know, represents the people, right? Citizens, members of your cities, members of the Corps. People are number one to the Army and to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. You know, secondly, readiness. You heard what was on their mind, right? Flooding and being prepared for that water to rise. So we've got to be ready. That's so important to us. Yeah, we got mulch. That's great. So what they say, just sign your mayor.
That's right. Sign here.
It's like we're buying a house here. You know, we're buying the next 150 years of these partnerships.
The stack would have been that thick, actually, if it was a house.
Yeah.
That's a long read.
You're good. Well, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you know, here we are on the Illinois side, right across the river in West Alton. We have the RiverBender Center with an eyesight here across the river. Mayor Morrow, you talked about the great wildlife, and it is incredible to be able to see, get out and enjoy, take walks, enjoy our nature. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Usually you're watching. And Mayor Goins are doing that.
Okay, well, I'll finish signing the proclamations for all members here.
What we'd like to do, gentlemen, is take your freshly signed proclamations, and we'll get photos of you on the way out the door, and then just outside the door. So outside, inside combinations, and
Okay.
all right.
Well, one last thing, just want to say thanks for those that joined online, and really appreciate. I wanted to highlight also the team at the St. Louis District has kind of have a plan for next several months to have small engagements throughout the year. So we look forward to you know, throughout the region, our lakes, our locks, on the, you know, different spots along the Mississippi to be able to celebrate what has been done, where we're at now, where we're looking forward to the future. So thanks. We'll see you out there in person and online. Have a great day. Thank you.
Jamie, go get your photos, and we're going to continue with a few interviews here. Gentlemen, if you would exit this way with your proclamation.
Maybe get one sign. I don't want to see an unsigned one.
Sure got it.
I just think it is.